Epimedium is a very famous herb in traditional Chinese medicine, but it normally goes by its more common name of horny goatweed. And the reason why it got that name is since a very, very long time ago, all throughout Asia, in many different countries, goat shepherds observed every year when it was leading into the mating season of their herd, they observed that the goats were very attracted to this tree, to the Epimedium tree, and they would excitedly feed on it every single day. They were gorging themselves on the leaves, and that was a very sexually active time of year for the goats. So it was logically deduced at that point that this herb was very good at enhancing libido and enhancing fertility. And that was really the first point at which this herb was categorized in this way. But following that, Taoist herbalists did study it at a much deeper level, and they realized that it has a bittersweet taste, that it has a very warming and expansive energy to it, and that it actually nourishes our most subtle essence, or our life force essence, or Jing as they call it in Chinese medicine. But it's not a truly balanced Jing tonic, because obviously when we're talking about this Jing essence, there's both the yin and yang aspects of Jing. And so Epimedium, because it's very warming and expansive, it has a very yang nature. So it's not so much a regenerative, recuperative energy that it provides us with. It's actually much more energizing and awakening and stimulating. And it's for precisely this reason that this herb should generally be approached with some measure of caution, because let's say, for example, that somebody is extremely exhausted, or, they're suffering from chronic fatigue, or they have a real lack of vitality, or they're extremely yin deficient. Then in those cases, taking this herb on its own is definitely not a good idea, because it is, like I said, very stimulating and energizing. And in those instances, we really want to be recuperating, regenerating, restoring, rebuilding, nourishing. We want to be building the yin. In cases of extreme exhaustion like that, the yin must always come first. The yin is the foundation upon which everything else is built. So in an extreme case of fatigue, exhaustion, and all of these things, yin must always come first. But so many of us, we're overworked, we have such a hectic schedule, we're maybe not hitting the brick wall just yet, but we are experiencing this kind of energy drain and lack of vitality. So definitely yin tonics is the way to go, but we can formulate yang tonics into that strategy. So Epimedium in that case could become an excellent strategy in rebuilding both balanced aspects of Jing, and we can start to restore that lost sense of vitality whilst also waking up certain aspects of ourselves that might have gone to sleep, such as the sex drive. So Epimedium has been studied at great length all throughout the East in different countries like China, Japan, Korea, and a lot of the research that's been done totally supports much of the ancient folklore that surrounds this plant. Now, for example, it stimulates the sensory nerves in the genitals of men and women. It enhances semen production, and it gently increases androgenic hormones in men. So, the belief that this herb enlivens fertility and it, awakens the sex drive, these things totally well-founded. But the yang energy of Epimedium, it provides much more to us than just sexual energy alone. Now, it gives us an immediately available source of physical and mental energy. It supports much greater physical strength and endurance, and it offers more flexibility to the joints and all of the connective tissues. And as well, despite the expansive, warming, somewhat stimulating energy, Epimedium actually lowers high blood pressure, and it lowers it down to a normal range, and then it doesn't ever drop any further than that. So this has actually made it a highly sought-after herb for treating conditions like hypertension. So we can see that this warming, expansive energy actually dilates and opens certain channels in the body, like the veins and blood vessels. The circulatory system is being opened up and blood pressure is being decreased. And this is a type of behavior that is believed to work on the subtle anatomy of the body as well when we consume Epimedium. So by subtle anatomy, I'm talking about the meridian systems in the body, the channels through which chi or prana flows, and all of these different types of prana are flowing throughout this very vast and complex subtle anatomy that we have. So these channels too are being able to dilate and open up further, so the energy can then circulate through these channels more freely and more openly with less obstruction. So this is also another reason why Epimedium can allow us to feel more energized and can make the connection between body and mind, so we're feeling more aware within our physical body. Now, there's been a lot more scientific studies done on this plant. One of them was to see how it would affect the immune system, and it turns out that Epimedium is an amazing immune tonic. It's actually an immune modulator. So, a lot of you that have watched a lot of my videos already, and especially the videos on medicinal mushrooms, you're going to be familiar with that term, immune modulator. But if you're not, basically all it means is it's balancing immune function. So if we have, a hyperactive, overstimulated immune system that is just attacking healthy tissue, then, an immune modulator is going to decrease immune function. It's going to lower it, calm it down, and bring it back into a state of balance. Whereas if we have a very underactive, slow, sluggish immune system that doesn't respond to things properly, it can't really detect real problems, real threats, real pathogens, and it's not responding to these things, then an immune modulator is going to stimulate immune function and actually bring it up to a level where it can do its job properly. So immune modulators work in both directions. They can increase or decrease function as necessary according to your individual situation. So this is really the best kind of immune tonic, and Epimedium is a very amazing immune modulator, and it's also shown a lot of very promising results as an antiviral, especially in regards to HIV. There's been a lot of studies done on its efficacy to be used as a natural HIV medicine, and again, it's been shown to have certain tumor inhibiting properties to it. So it's become, in China, it's actually a very famous natural medicine that's used in conjunction with other medicines to treat a number of different types of cancer. So this truly is an amazing natural medicine. It definitely lives up to its name of horny goatweed, but as we can see, it's got so much more to offer than just increasing sex drive alone.